everyone, I'm here with Timeless Tropical by Stampin' Up. I am going to be doing a tropical themed sunset card today, and I will also be using My Meadow. I'll just be using the birds from this set. And then waterfront, I'll be using the sand dots. And then I'll be using Gina K Designs Tropical Sky stamp set. And I'll just be using the dolphin and the splash thing. Splash stamp. So I'm going to be taking some masking tape and I just kind of cut it randomly into a hill type design, I guess. I don't know. And that's going to be my sand. But first I'm going to go ahead and do my water and my sky, and then the sand will be last. So I'm using Tumbled Glass Distress ink, and I will be using that and another color for the water, but I'm just taking it on my blending brush and just basically scraping it across the card. No rhyme or reason here, nothing fancy. Just slap that color on. Alright, and I'm taking some more masking tape, and I took just a circle die that I thought was an appropriate size and cut a circle out, but I'll be using the negative and the positive from that die. And I'm using Squeezed Lemonade Distress ink, and that's going to be the color of my sun. This card makes me want to go wherever it is. I told my husband, I was like, I don't know where this card is or what it's of, but I would like to go there. Oh, I haven't been to the beach in so long, and I love the beach. Oh yeah. I guess you guys are probably wondering where I've been, but I just got, well, I don't know, I don't have that many subscribers for people to be wondering where I'm at. I just got too busy with work, had to put my focus back into work, because I kind of took a little hiatus from work when I was doing all those videos, and I couldn't do that for very long without my business sinking like an anchor, so I had to stop crafting for a bit and put my focus back into work. I'm going to try to do maybe a video once a week. Don't hold me to it. Don't put me on the schedule. I'm just going to try. I would like to get back into crafting. I have missed it terribly, and I've had this card in my head for a while, but just wasn't able to sit down and do it. I have another card I was supposed to show you guys using like the Parisian suite, I think. I think I told you about it in my last video, and then I never did it. My last card video, I should say. So I'm using Spice Marmalade Distress ink, and that's going to be the first color in my Horizon colors. Sunset, there we go, Sunset Sword. And I'm just doing circular motions and then just putting the color on. You can't really go wrong here with like these sunset type cards. You just put the color on, and if you, I guess, blend too much, you just blend it back where you want it to. And then I'm using Picked Raspberry Distress ink, and that's going to be my second color. I had this card in my head for a while, but I wasn't sure what colors to use, so I just googled tropical sunsets on Google, and this color scheme came up. Color scheme? Coordination? I don't know. Anyways, these colors came up, and this is what I'm using for the card. And I'm just taking, as I go, I just take one of the neighboring colors, brushes, and just kind of blending so it's more even. And then I'm taking Wilted Violet Distress ink, and that's going to be the last color in my sunset, and it's just going to be the outer perimeter. It's kind of like a rainbow with 3 colors. I'm sure everybody's crafting a lot right now since everybody's in quarantine. My husband just went back to work, last week? Yeah. And I have a rule where he has to strip in the garage and put all his clothes in the washer. I'm like, I don't want any of those nasty clothes coming in my house. I even bought some alcohol wipes from China like a couple months ago, and they just got here, and I make him wipe his phone down and his Apple Watch down before he's allowed to bring it in the house. His wallet stays in the garage. I'm like, I don't want any of that in here. I'm 26. I'm sure if I even get corona, it's probably not going to do much to me as it would the elderly or someone with a underlying health condition, but I don't want to chance it. So here I go again, just taking the colors and trying to blend it together the best I can. I like this one a lot better than my first card. My first card, the colors weren't as vibrant. I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong or differently. But yeah, this one looks better. My husband doesn't really see a difference. Like, he sees a difference, but he thinks they both look great. But, you know, as crafters, we're like, no, shun that one. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. Mermaid Lagoon Distress Ink is what I'll be using to create ripples in the water. But I only do a couple ripples, and then I get sidetracked into something else when I realize that my sun was migrating too much down in my water. You'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. But I just used the edge of the sponge thing to create the ripple effect, just the very edge of it. And then here, this is where you can see that my yellow sun is coming a little bit too far down. So then I just go back to the tumbled glass distress ink and I just blend it out a little bit better. Taking a while here. So here I am and just trying to cover up that yellow a little bit where it's evident that the sun is coming too far down. But like I said, it's very easy to cover up your mistakes with crafting. In the beginning, when I used to make cards, I used to get so mad and I would throw my cards away and everything, and now I just kind of roll with it. I'm just like, well, we'll fix this. Somehow we're going to fix this. And then I am just taking the Mermaid Lagoon and just kind of darkening it at the horizon line. That way you can't really tell that it's too far down. It just looks like another ripple in the water. So here I am going back in and finishing all my ripples. I feel like this just creates more of the illusion that it's kind of like real, maybe? I don't know. It just looked too plain and solid before. Didn't look like real water. I sent a picture of this card to my husband when he was at work, and he was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't even look real. I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't look real? But he really liked it, and I told him, I was like, I still got it. Because I haven't crafted in probably 3 or 4 months. I thought I'd be a little rusty, but it all just came back to me. I guess 3 or 4 months isn't really that long, but it felt like forever. And then here I am taking the squeezed lemonade again, and I'm going to be using like the same technique as I did with the Mermaid Lagoon, where I just swipe it on, and I'm going to be creating like the glare of the sun in the water. I'm trying to think of a better word for that. My brain's not working. I had so much coffee today and I'm crashing, so my brain's all foggy. So I'm like, what are words? Need a dictionary over here for this voiceover. Okay, and then the best part ever is, taking off the mask. I love taking off masks through every step. Like, I don't know. Just something about taking off a good old mask. And then this ripped my paper. Like, you'll see where it's a little ripped, but we fixed that with some glue. I just glued it back on. I had so much fun making this card. It's 10:25 p.m. right now, and I'm thinking about making another card. Because I'm supposed to, go back to doing my work tomorrow, and I'm like, no, I want to craft some more. And And then I'm just putting my masks back on the opposite way. That way I can go ahead and do my sand and not mess up my water. And I am taking baked brown sugar from Stampin' Up. I really don't even know if this is a current color in Stampin' Up world, but I just used the materials I have on hand. I'd say probably half of this is Stampin' Up materials and half of it is bits and bobs. I just used whatever I have. If you don't have these colors, just use whatever you have. And then you can kind of see where I glued the paper, but oh well. Sand is not perfect. Lots of different textures to sand. And then I realized that was a very unnatural way to be stamping, so I turned my paper around. And I'm stamping off and then stamping, so I'm doing like 2 layers of this sand to give it more depth, I guess. More texture, whatever word we want to use there. And then I'm going back in and just dabbing a little bit at a time. That way I have more control and of doing the full ink. That was a long sentence. I hope that made sense. It was a run-on sentence. Hope y'all can't hear my laptop. Sounds like it's like a spaceship about to take off. And then I just keep dabbing until I'm happy with it. And I'm one of those people that's very finicky. I don't know. I overdo things. So I was at this stage, I was like, maybe I should stop before I just have nothing but a bunch of dots everywhere. Not even going to see the sand, the baked sugar. And then we reveal all the hard work. And so here I'm taking, what am I taking? We'll wait till I zoom in here. I think it's garden green. Yeah, garden green and soft suede. And these are the Stampin' Right markers. I love these things. They're so nice for these types of stamps where you want it 2 different colors. Though you can't really see the difference in the colors with this image just because I have a lot of color on the background. I actually just got those too. I've never had markers like that before where you color on the stamp to make it like different colors. I never had that before. So I thought that was really cool. I'm sure they've been around for years, but this is the first time I've gotten them. And so then I'm just taking the birds from that one stamp set and using my VersaFine. I think it's VersaFine ink. And I'm just adding the birds there where I just added it. I can't think. Words are not words today. What does that even mean? I'm sorry. And I messed up on my bird stamp right there, and so I'm taking some of the ink off the other 2 birds. That way I can go back in and it's less likely to make an error. But I was easily able to stamp it back on. I love photopolymer. That is my favorite stamp because I can always try to fix my mistakes. With a red rubber one, you can't see through it, and it's like, okay, well, that mistake's just gonna have to stay there. And I'm taking my Mermaid Lagoon again, and then I'm just taking the splash stamp to put under my dolphin, because I thought my dolphin looked a little odd, just kind of floating in there in midair, but when you add the splash, then it makes it look like it has breached out of the water. And then I'm just putting this on a black card base because I felt like black really helped the colors pop more. And then I'm taking the Rest and Relax, You Deserve It stamp. I'm going to give this card to my mom. She just painted my kitchen, so I'm going to give her this card to say thank you for her hard work. Ooh, I don't know what I did there. That was dizzy. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this card. I know I haven't been here in a while, but hope you liked it. And if you did like it, give me a thumbs up and let me know what your thoughts were in the comments. And here's my before one. But I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.